Now, it's not often anymore that you see any interesting solid colored minifigures anymore, but when I seen these cool superhero figures at Target, I really couldn't help myself. So basically what this is just a jar of 24 generic superheroes. There's probably some doubles in here. But these really do remind me of muscle figures a lot. I mean, they even come in a big can similar to how the muscle figures came in the trash cans. So let's open this up and check these guys out. So basically what you have in this can of superhero figures are these same 5 character sculpts in 3 different colors. Let's take a closer look at them. Now, first off, you have this guy with pointy ears on his helmet that a lot of people say look like Batman, but to me, he looks like Catboy from the Aquabats. Then you have this guy that kind of looks like he could be either Robin or maybe the Green Lantern. Then you have this guy who almost makes me think of Space Ghost. And then you have this other guy who also kind of makes me think of Space Ghost. And then you have this Cyclops knockoff. Now, these are really cool, and you know, ToySmith has been putting a lot of different characters in the front of the store in the Target dollar section. And I really think that ToySmith should start making more minifigures like this. I mean, maybe they could do some monsters, some aliens, maybe even do some tiki characters in the summertime or something. I even emailed them and suggested that they should do more minifigures like this, because there's not really that many companies putting out interesting little minifigures that are similar to muscle anymore. And I just think that more companies need to realize that there's kind of a market for these monochromatic or solid color minifigures, whatever you want to call them. Now, one flaw, though, is that they obviously don't have very good product testers, because look at how gnarled and mangled this one figure is. He looks like he came through the lawnmower. I mean, how did they let that slide by? Gee whiz. But anyway, this is still a pretty cool little can of figures. It was only about $3, which I think is pretty reasonable. And again, I just really wish there was more solid colored minifigures out there. About all you can find anymore are, you know, generic things like Cowboys and Indians and Green Army Man that you've seen on the shelf for the past 100 years or so. So I guess that's all I have to say about these. Mail time! So cool, I just received some Alien M.U.S.C.L.E figures from Super 7. Now Super 7 has done a really cool thing where they've did a little mashup of the muscle figure line from the 80s with a lot of different pop culture things. That's it's kind of funny. They all kind of bunched up in the corner here when they were shipped. But let's crack these things out of the box and see what they look like. So they've done a really good job making these look and feel like the original muscle line from the 80s, and of course I especially love the Xenomorph here. They don't quite feel as durable as the figures from the 80s. These feel like if you bent on them too much that they might start, I don't know, almost like they would almost feel like they might crack apart if you bent on some of their small joints a little bit too much. But, you know, I mean, they're more for collectability than toys to play with anyway. But still, these are super rad looking. Like I said, they did a really good job at making these seem very much like the muscle figures from the 80s.